Tales from the Jail, Deputy Gray. Why am I going to jail? Welcome, everyone. Sit back and relax. I am Deputy Gia Gray, and these are my real life experiences as a female correctional officer. My story times with a twist. Who in their good and right mind wants to go to jail? Most people want to avoid that kind of place at all costs. I'm quite sure it's not on anyone's dream destination list. And I definitely haven't caught a glimpse of jail on anyone's vision board. I mean, really, who wakes up and says, I want to go to jail today? Well, apparently me. Each morning I get up and realize, Gia, you just voluntarily signed up for a life sentence in jail. Then my inner self says, girl, I know, but we're going anyway, so come on, let's go. Working in one of the largest correctional facilities in the state of Florida, no 2 days are ever the same. My story began in Miami, Florida to be exact. I'm sure you may wonder, how does a person even begin to think of working in a jail? I can't speak for anyone else that walked the blue line, but this is how my story began. Growing up in certain neighborhoods, you don't always get to see a lot of success around you. So to have a vision of a better life isn't always so easy to picture. Miami is hands down one of the most beautiful cities in the world. But make no mistake, if you get caught slipping, you might be on the next 48. Fortunately for me, my circle had ambitious family members that showed us many positive things outside of our community. Right after graduating high school, I moved with my Uncle Coop and his new wife, Angel, to Overtown, Miami. Miami is known to be one of the toughest jails in the nation. Meanwhile, I had just enrolled in Miami-Dade Community College to get a degree in something I would have absolutely hated to do every day, but it would always be in demand. One evening after going home from working a double shift at the Miami International Airport, an overnight and day shift, I was so tired I blinked too long and woke up in tomorrow. But sweetie, not too tired to notice this shiny brand new BMW 7 Series in the driveway. I admired it and I kept it moving into the house. When I opened the door to the house, I could hear my aunt and some unfamiliar voices talking and laughing and talking, just having a good old time. Upon entering the room, I speak to everyone. My aunt and uncle greet me as I walk in. Auntie Angel introduces her friends from work, Evelyn and Karen. My aunt says to me, "We're just talking business, budgets, and bank accounts." I said yes to the triple B's. My aunt turns to Evelyn and says, "Before I forget, girl, when are we going to take her for a ride?" I think to myself, excuse me? This is when I realized the beautiful, shiny, candy apple red with the dark tinted windows BMW 7 Series is her vehicle. Shut your whole face. I've never personally known anyone to own such a beautiful luxury car. I was even more blown away and impressed to later find out that Miss Evelyn paid cash for her car from a sale of a property. That day began to change my views on how I could become a more successful individual. As time goes on, this becomes the normal at our house. I see Mercedes, Range Rovers. Our house at times is looking like a real luxury car dealership. Finally, I asked, "Auntie, what are you guys doing at that jail?" This can't be from real estate, can it? They have a cool laugh at my expense. But in my mind, I'm thinking, hee nothing. I can't be involved in shady dealing. I'm not built for that side of jail. They replied, "Oh, we're straight legit over here." Well, that one question is where it began for me. Asking the right question to the right people. I was fortunate to begin learning from my aunt, uncle, and their friends. They began to give me a blueprint that I could duplicate on how they were able to use their salaries and great benefits to their advantage. So, you mean to tell me that you used your job as a stepping stone into opening businesses that would thrive and create a generational wealth for future family members? After just a few planning sessions with this group, I was hooked. I was in love with the mentorship I was a part of. I began to realize that this success thing starts with the grinding mindset that I had never thought about. One thing about Miami is it can be hard to survive, especially if you don't have a plan. So the more I was around these like minded, ambitious, and family oriented people, the more they poured into me. That is when I learned all about real estate. While taking in all this information, my aunt says, "Gia, I know that you're in school and we are so proud of you for that. But have you ever thought about working at the jail? The salary and benefits are pretty good." To be honest, I'd never even thought about it before now. One of my aunt's friends just happened to be with us at the house. Karen didn't work at the jail. She was a criminal defense attorney for the public defender's office. She calmly said, "Yeah, these heifers that work at the jail make more money than I do," jokingly. I'm like, "Say what?" I can't believe it. This doesn't make any sense to me. How does a lawyer that has gone to school for so many years make the same as or less than someone without a college degree? Make this make sense. She must have read the confusion on my face. She proceeded to say that a newer attorney working for the PD's office, the pay is very low. And with the student loans, the payments are tremendous. If you don't start in debt, you don't need to go in debt to be successful. And that is the positive. Today's records show that in Florida, 2024 The starting salary for an attorney for the public defender's office is $68,000. Meanwhile, a new deputy starting in 2024 salary around $51,000 to $61,000 without the debt. Well, the math started mathing. That is, only if I didn't mind putting my life on the line. I was with it. My uncle had just taught me out of going into the military after graduating high school. So, to me, this was along those same lines. So I thought, okay, so the next step in me securing my financial bag was to apply and test. The test site was in a huge warehouse. It looked like it may have been a big supermarket that had gone out of business. There were 300 of us testing that day. I remember thinking, is this a test site or a concert? I scored a whole 97%. I thought this was amazing. It took 2 years for them to call me back for a position. Now, I don't know about you, but 2 years is too long to wait for a job. By that time, I was already in the process of relocating to the Central Florida area. I needed a change, so that's what I did. The jobs were plentiful and the cost of living was a portion of that of Miami. I had a lot of family nearby, and I loved that. One of my cousins, Chloe, had just applied for a position as a detention deputy, so she encouraged me to apply, so I did. How? How does the process move that much quicker in one area of the same state and years for another part? My test scores were nearly identical. The answer was population, supply, and demand. Dade County was so heavily populated that they had a list that was endless with the cream of the crop. Thank goodness I can start my new chapter. Moral of the story? Growth starts with the mindset and action. This platform is dedicated to all the inmates who asked me to find a larger way to reach others. Unbreakable Me was created to inspire, uplift, and help you find the confidence to succeed. You were built to win. Don't ever doubt it. Unbreakable Me, resources coming soon. Please like, comment, and subscribe.